Good morning. I have a wedding today. As you can see, maybe you can't see, but I'm in my dressing gown. And I have this bag. This bag I thrifted, but it has no lining, so we're gonna just quickly make a cute lining for it. So this is my roof storage space. Basically, I didn't have enough space to put all of my stuff. So we made this storage in the roof, and it's where I keep all my things that I don't use very often. So I'm just going through all of the scrap tubs to find some pink fabric. Honestly, we have quite a few options. I'm just gonna have to have a look and see what goes. So down we go, down the hole. So these are all the pinks that I ended up finding, and I basically just put them in the bag to see how I feel. I was trying to match a pair of shoes with these, so I didn't want it to be too intense. So I started off, I really like this color, but it was like a fleece, so it didn't really work very well. This pink was way too pink and definitely not the vibe I was going for, so we decided against that one, and that one definitely not. In the end, I actually went for these two really light colors that are quite similar, but a little bit different. And I was just making sure that I was 100% happy with my choice. We did go for the lighter color. To make this bag lining, I literally put the bag on top of the fabric and traced the shape. Now you can't see it here, but there is definitely a chalk line, so I'm cutting out a similar size to what I need, just so I have a good base to start with. Now, these scissors are the best. I'm going to say it wrong, but they're Fiskars. Anyway, really good. So now that I've cut it out, I'm folding it over each other to make sure that my ends are symmetrical. And then just putting it on top of the bag, definitely to be sure that it fits. So yes, happy, thumbs up. Now, that might look like magic, but it actually works with a lot of fabrics. You just cut a little snip into your fabric and pull, and it will tear along the straight grain, leaving you a nice straight edge to begin with. So of course I'm making a lining. I need 2 pieces. I actually ended up doing 4 because I wanted to have a pocket. So here I'm doing the same thing, snip, rip, have a nice straight edge, and this is going to be my pocket. I just put it on top to see what size I wanted and then cut it down. And then that's pretty much it. Same thing, magic, rip. So now we're going to go to my sewing machine, pin it on, and sew it in place. Whoop. I thought I'd leave this in real time just to show you guys that it's like not always magic when sewing. Sometimes it does take a bit. Mind you, I was pretty happy with this thread situation. You can see the concentration on my face, and then it got all tangled, so I had to fix it up anyway. I'm just top stitching this pocket to the lining, pretty much as close to the edge as I can, because I want to have a big enough pocket to fit my phone or something like that. You can see here I stop and I use the hand wheel to put the needle right into the corner to hold everything in place. Then I lift the presser foot and pivot, so you have a really nice strong corner. And now I'm just gonna keep sewing. So it looks beautiful, and we'll give it a bit of a press and it'll look even better. Happy, happy. Now this, I just cut a long strip of fabric because I wanted there to be some substance to this bag so I can actually fit some things in there. And you know, we don't have time for pins. This was a last minute situation. In the morning, I had about an hour to get this done. So I'm just sewing, sewing, sewing and getting there. Now I am going to check and make sure that I don't have any puckers. Like, it doesn't really matter. This was such a quick project, but it looks pretty good to me. So happy with that. And I'm going to commit and just cut that little strip off. Man, I'm running out of breath doing this voice over. So now I am stitching that little strip of fabric to the other side to make a fully enclosed bag and checking that it fits. With all our projects, we have to check every step of the way to make sure it's actually going according to plan, especially when you don't have a pattern and you're just winging it. But I was happy, it fits. So I'm trimming off the excess because we don't want all that bulk. and putting my little triangles along the bends because that is going to free up some fabric space and make it look nice and pretty. So again, I'm not sure why I'm putting it back in here, but just making sure. At this stage, I realized that I should probably take that label out. And this was a gutsy move because I wasn't sure if it was stitched through the beadwork, so I literally just ripped that and hoped for the best, and it was fine. Now I am using my beloved pressing ham to press these seams. And yes, it's called a pressing ham. Fun fact. Far out, this is quick. This is not a tutorial at all. So I'm putting my two pieces together, pinning through the seam. As you can see, I'm showing you straight through that seam so you have a nice finish through the stitch line. That way, when you stitch over, you can actually stitch over your pins and not break a needle. Although, saying that, I have broken a needle a few times. So now I'm just going to stitch straight along here and leave a tiny little gap so that I can flip the bag inside out. Alrighty, so snip snip, I'm just going to take the pins out and flip it through that tiny hole and hope that we sewed it correctly, because I'm sure any of you guys who sew would know sometimes you sew things wrong and it's not fun. So I don't know why I didn't check first, but I just cut that off. There's my little hole. I'm going to flip it through itself. It's a fun project. Sometimes you can kind of make it a little bigger. I don't know why I made it so small. But yes, success. Look at that. Very nice. This is my beautiful pocket. And now I am just putting the lining in the lining. If you know what that means, cool. If you don't, I'm sorry. Oh, look at that pocket. Now we need to crisp up those edges. This is one of my favorite techniques. I actually learned it in textiles in like year 9. It's like a pinch and roll. So you can feel the inside seam allowance. And if you pinch it and roll it flat like this, you get a really crisp edge. And then you just press it flat and it's magical. So now I have to stitch up that little hole there, and I'm just showing you threading my needle, even though it's not focused on me at all, but it's focused on my beautiful scissors. Yes, oh, there they are again. You should definitely get a pair of these scissors. So I'm just using a slip stitch to close that shut. And again, you can kind of see my sparkly nails, but it's mainly on the scissors. We'll add for some scissories. So we are almost done. I'm putting the bag back in the bag. Wow, this is a very good video. And I'm trying to figure out how the heck I'm going to actually secure it to the beadwork. This was a mission, and as you can see, I didn't really film it, so sorry about that. But this is it, and this is the point where I decided I think it needs something to hold it together. Like a press stud maybe? So I'm just seeing if one would do in the middle, and I'm going to my trusty stash of press studs, hooks and eyes, all that fun stuff. And I have some vintage things in here, which, you know, we're going to use it. Why waste it? So I pick out a couple of options. So I realized I forgot to show you, but this is the finished bag. It has a very cute little pocket. I sewed a press stud, so it actually kind of closes. And I hand stitched. There you go. You can see my stitches here. Here and here. I just stitched through the beadwork. So you can't actually see it on the outside, but I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty tricky. And unfortunately I put Mentos in here and the blue stained the bag, which is a little upsetting here, but you know what? It's on the inside. I also realized I forgot to take that tag out. Can you see? There's a tag in there. There you go. She's turned out really cute. I'm very happy. Looks fabulous. So that's the finished bag. Very happy with it. Turned out really, really cute. Sorry I didn't show you all of the sewing stuff, but it gets a bit tricky when you're trying to like show all in there. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do subscribe if you're interested in any of my stuff, because I will be posting a lot more videos in the future, sewing, DIY, all that fun stuff. But I shall see you in the next one. Bye!